Good morning everyone. So in today's video we're going to be replacing the ignition coils on the first generation Busa. Okay, so let's get the tank up. Okay, now having this unscrewed you can lift the tank. So this is when your little stick comes handy. Okay, now it's time for a few little things to be disconnected, so let's have a look what those will be. Okay, so your number one, can you see that little screw over here? This is basically holding your plastic airbox connected to the throttle bodies, so that needs to be unscrewed. Element number two will be taking that hose off. It's that little connector here. Okay, comes off nice and easy. And the second thing is that hose in the middle of the airbox. Okay, so I don't know which side is better for you in terms of approaching it, but to me it always seems like approaching it from the left hand side is better. Just because we're here now, I can tell you that this here is your throttle position sensor. It's mounted by those two screws on the first generation Busa up to 2002 from what I remember. Okay, and just down there, this assembly there is your external fuel pump, which was present in those Busas I think up to 2003 as well. And in the later models they were all put in the tank. So let's get that one off. Okay, so as you can see it's held over there in place by this little clip, so I guess just opening the clip a bit more will help you to get the hose off. And just to show you once again where it sits just over there. Now they say that the side panels have to be taken off, but you actually don't have to do it for this job. It's just enough to take those little screws over here, because this is quite elastic actually, so you can slightly bend it and then you're going to be able to get your airbox off. Okay then, so we can now wiggle the airbox off it. There we go. There's one more hose to be disconnected, and this is basically this little hose connected to that what's it. Just pull it down, it comes off nice and easily. So this little hose has to come off as well. It's connected to the bottom of the airbox. And having all this disconnected, you can simply move it away so you get better access to your coils. To disconnect that one as well. And then the whole airbox can be lifted away. Okay, so I bought a spare set of used ignition coils on eBay, and the way you replace it is very simple actually. So let's say we're going to approach the second coil, is that one here. Simply pull it off. It comes out nice and easily, and then you've got this little connector here at the top, so you press on it here and unplug it, and that's our ignition coil off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use that one, connect it in, and simply push it back. It's just simple as that. Let's replace the first one as well. Okay, same thing, you've got this little connector here. Press on it, coil comes out, and put your new one in. Okay, push it to the end, and you're all good. The third one, same thing, press on it, coil comes out. The last one. Okay, came out nice and easy. Put the last one in. Coils are in. And that's the job done. Okay, so here's your Hayabusa airbox. Just over here, underneath this little lid, there's going to be your air filter. So to replace it, you simply unscrew those 5 here. Very easy job. Take this off, put new filter in, screw it back in, you're done. There's going to be a rubber hose that's going to connect to here. Obviously those 4 will go nicely on your throttle bodies. There's going to be a connector going into here. Also connector going into here, little hose into here. And then at the end there's going to be one more hose over here. That was the one which was held by the little clip. Plus you've got a hose to connect over here. So let's put it back on. So obviously next step will be to put your airbox back in. It's going to be a bit of a fiddly job. And obviously don't forget to connect the little hose which you took off from the bottom. Now make sure that your airbox sits nice and tight. We've got the airbox on now, and what you've got to do is simply check everything in reverse order. So don't forget about those screws here. Those will be holding your airbox onto the throttle bodies here, and you've got this little mark. So the plastic mounting point of your airbox has to stick to it. Obviously connect this hose here. Now let's check the other side. You're connecting this back in. You're connecting that one too as well. Don't forget about this little hose. Don't forget about the hose over there. And don't forget about the hose which is just underneath the airbox. I'm nearly done with it. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to secure airbox to the frame. The next step was this little plate, but firstly let's just lower the tank. We're pretty much done. And just to put the bike into dealer mode, then turn the ignition. Okay, and you can see on the top monitor it says check. Now, when you push the ignition button, you can obviously hear the fuel pump. And now the computer is displaying the code, which is -C00, and this is exactly what you want. That means there's nothing wrong. ECU doesn't recognize any faults with coils or plugs or whatever work you've done on the motorcycle. So we could now pretty much start it up and see how it goes. So let's see how it's going to start after coils replacement. Yep. Starts on the button, nice and easily. RPM as they should. So I guess the job was successful. Let's just rev it up. All good.